If you have an older laptop computer, should you upgrade it or replace it? In today's video, I'm going to show you how I took my older laptop and gave it an extreme horsepower boost and saved myself a ton of money in the process. I'm also going to show you real-world examples of a computer with a standard spindle hard drive and standard factory memory, and a machine with an upgraded SSD drive and the maximum amount of memory the machine will hold. So stick around to the end for my thoughts on whether an upgrade is actually necessary for you. Let's get into it. So this is my trusty work laptop. She's about 4.5 years old. She came with Windows 8 originally, which I upgraded to Windows 10. And she's pretty good. She's got a quad-core processor and 8 gigs of memory and a standard spindled hard drive.
There are many like it. But this one is mine.
But since I use her for all my video editing, I wanted to kick it up to the next level of performance and relatively cheap. So as you can see, she's pretty quick. She accesses files fairly easily. And all things considered, it's a pretty fast machine. She has a 1 terabyte spindle drive. She has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is upgradable to a maximum of 20 gigabytes. Now, if you want to know how much memory your laptop or desktop computer can hold, I would highly recommend going to Crucial.com. They have a web-based memory configuration tool that with just a couple clicks shows you exactly what you have inside your computer already, and also the maximum hardware that your computer can support. I've used them for years and they guarantee 100% compatibility. All you have to do is go to the Crucial.com website, start the scan. When the program finishes downloading, you run it, and in just a few seconds it will tell you exactly what you need as far as memory and hard drive, and it will even show you the current configuration of what you have in the computer and what you need to do to upgrade. And then of course you can simply scroll down and purchase it right there on the website and have it shipped right to your door. Pretty awesome for guaranteed compatible hardware. So first off, I'm going to compile this video with the laptop as I use it every day. Now this is just a 3-minute video. It's about 400 megabytes. I'm going to compile it at 1080p at 60 frames a second. Bit rate is going to be at 20,000 kilobits per second, full 320 audio. I'm going to hit export and then start the timer. Okay, so the first test results are in. Standard spindled hard drive, 8 gigs of RAM. This laptop compiled a 3-minute video in about 6 minutes and 4 seconds. So now we want to see how much faster we can make that, adding an SSD and extra memory. And if you'd like to see how I disassemble this Lenovo 320 laptop, I'll add a card up in the corner as soon as that video is published for you. And now we get to the fun part, the hardware upgrades. Now all we have to do is swap the memory out. Just pops right out. I'm going to take my new Crucial 16 gig stick, and we're just going to pop it right in place, just like that. Easy upgrade. And because I bought it from Crucial, I'm guaranteed it's going to work. So the extra 16 gig of memory is installed, and the machine definitely boots faster. I mean, it went from decent to pretty darn fast. I'm really anxious to see what kind of effect that has on the video editing. The program that I use, Filmora, normally took anywhere from 25 to 40 seconds to load, and with the added memory it's definitely loading up faster. The screen pops up quicker, so that's not bad. Probably 15 to 20 seconds, maybe just a hair longer. So now we want to see what the difference would be adding 16 gigs of memory for a total of 20. So here we go. Bet you weren't expecting those results, were you? Actually, I kind of knew that's what was going to happen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the 16 gig chip. I'm going to put the original 8 gigs back in, and I'm going to replace the spindled hard drive, which is a mechanical device, with this Crucial SSD drive, which is all digital. If you see any improvements in processing power, this is where you would see it, because as the file is being written back to the hard drive, SSD speeds are much faster than traditional hard drives. So this, I'm guessing, is going to be a little bit better for you when it comes to performance. But let's test this and find out. We've got the original 4 gig stick that came in for a total of 8. We're going to just slide the SSD drive right into the SATA connectors, put the cover back on, install Windows. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Normally, if all I wanted to do was make a duplicate of my existing hard drive, I could use a Cronus True Image software, and that would just do it in a matter of a couple minutes. But there are some things on the other hard drive that I wanted to remove and just basically start fresh. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my USB Windows 10 installer disk. You can download it directly from Microsoft right onto a flash drive. I use this every single day. I'll put the video right up here for you. Check it out.
A few minutes later.
So I've got my SSD drive installed. I got Windows 10 on it. And let me tell you, I am blown away. This laptop with the SSD upgrade and the original 8 gigs of memory is ridiculously fast. If you remember before with the spindle drive, when I opened Filmora, it took anywhere from 25 to 45 seconds. Watch this. In less than 10 seconds, this program is opened. It is so unbelievable. Even Windows functions, just browsing through my different drives, the speed is ridiculous. Opening a web browser instantly. Now we're still going to do the test with the compiling the video, but this is a good example of why SSD drive will give you so much better performance than a memory upgrade, simply because you're going from a mechanical device to a digital device. This has the same original memory, 8 gigs, but it has an SSD drive versus a spindle drive. Makes a huge difference. With the new SSD drive and the original 8 gigs of RAM, it did actually compile the video a little bit faster, about 5 minutes 45 seconds, which is about 20 to 30 seconds faster. And as I said before, the reason for that is because your crunch power for video editing and things like that actually come from your processor. So if you're standing in the store and you can't choose between one laptop and the other, and you're going to do something like video editing, you're either going to want to spend more money to get an i5 with more processors, or spend a little bit more money and get an i7 if you really want that crunch power. I would always recommend higher end processors. That's where you're going to get your real processing power. So we've already upgraded the SSD. Now the next step in the process is to add the additional memory, run the test one more time. My guess is the test results are going to be pretty close to similar. Let's put the memory in, find out. We're going to take the other 4 gig stick out of the system. We're going to put in our new crucial 16 gig stick, which will again give us a total of 20 gigabytes. So now we just got to put the cover back on and rerun the test. Well, I guess it's no big surprise. 5 minutes 54 seconds, and pretty consistent with all the tests we've done so far. That confirms what I originally said. Adding memory and upgrading to an SSD will improve performance on your computer, but it's not going to help with compiling video. Now, I promised you at the beginning of the video that I'd help you figure out what works best for you as far as upgrades. As these tests confirm, if you need to do anything like compiling video or high-end graphics, things like that, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference with a new SSD and more memory. How quickly a file opens for you will make a huge difference, and that's where your memory and your SSD drive are really going to shine. In my opinion, out of the 2 upgrades that we did, I think the SSD drive probably gave us the biggest bang for our buck as far as just raw power and speed. So if you like to multitask and have a bunch of windows open and doing 100 different things all at once, that extra memory is going to come in handy too. So I wouldn't exclude that. So if it's in your budget, I would definitely recommend you go with the next level up in whatever machine you have. So if you have an i3, an i5 right off the shelf is probably going to have more performance than your i3 with upgrades. Same as an i5, i7, i9, and so on. So that's something to bear in mind. Now again, if you're not doing anything graphic intensive, as you saw, a hard drive and memory upgrade will definitely give you a performance boost and open applications faster than you've probably ever seen them before. The advantage of an SSD over a traditional hard drive is because it's digital versus mechanical. It is less likely to break down over time, so that will even extend the life of your computer even further. I hope this video was insightful for you. I hope you learned something. And if you want to learn how to increase the speed of your computer without having to spend any money, check out this video right here where I walk you through all the different steps you need to learn how to tweak your computer to get the most performance out of it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.